Like, what would you recommend?
So, if I look at it from the DBT framework, part of the emotional regulation is what you do in between the waves, right? And a lot of it has to do with daily maintenance activities. Like, so there's pleased, it's an acronym. I did it again. Okay. So P is like physical health. L depends on what who's defining it, could be list out your strengths and resources or challenges. E is eating every day. A is avoiding drugs and alcohol and marijuana, if you don't think those are the same thing. S is sleep. And then E is exercise, and then D is daily. I know there's like some differing opinions on the internet. That's how I was trained, okay? But it's basically saying like in order for you to actually stay as regulated as possible, you need a regular schedule
Yeah.
where you eat at the same time or eat enough throughout the day, sleep enough, like avoid drugs and alcohol and things like that. So I think that's like oftentimes the first thing I go to with people
Yeah.
because people aren't doing that, whether they have a diagnosis or not. People aren't sleeping right, they're not eating right, things like that.
Yeah. And I mean, it's so crucial. And I read about social rhythm therapy too, where
Mm.
it's so important for people to have a schedule that's, like you said, at least during the week, that's very regular in
Mhm.
terms of waking time, exercise, like you said, nutrition. And I think people just don't think in their minds that it's that important.
Mhm.
And without that, there going to be some level. I mean, sleep is the number one, right? If we don't get enough sleep, then we're compromised. But how much that keeps you regulated emotionally.
Yeah. Regardless of your diagnosis, whether it's physical health or mental health, if you're not getting enough sleep, your symptoms are worse.
Yeah.
Just hands down.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a diagnosis, it's already going to be worse. Your whole life's going to be worse because sleep is the fundamental.
Yeah, but even having these rhythms, it's like your brain has to work harder when someone has no routines, let's say,
Yeah.
and they're waking up and they're like, "What should I do today?" And when you have things scheduled that are regular, it allows you to kind of work through the day with ease.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think that's a really critical one.
Yeah. So I think, I even take to the point like eat at the same time as much as you can, sleep at the same time. Like there's so much research that the more predictable your activities and rhythm are, the better you're focused, you're
Yeah.
better your mood, the better your sleep, your attitude, and everything.